Today, we have the pleasure of chatting with Jeffrey Nothing, formerly of the band Mushroomhead. We are going to be discussing his solo work as well as his collaboration with the band Humane. I hope you enjoy. Oh,
How's it going?
good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good, good. Dude, that's so creepy.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. You've had some super creepy ones throughout the years, and it just seems like they get creepier and creepier. It's
Yeah, this one's called
super
All of
awesome.
Us. It's like six different faces.
Oh my gosh. How long does it take you?
I did elaborate makeup today, so it was about an hour and a half.
Oh my goodness. Wow. So for your solo work, I mean, is this what I don't I guess you probably haven't done anything live with your solo work, but is this something you're planning on doing moving forward for the solo projects?
Right around when I left, we started working on some stuff. Tommy had some songs laying around, and I had a couple ideas I'd written in my book, and they just worked the first time I tried them on a couple of the songs. And we put out stuff from 2018, and I think the last one that came out might have been 2023 early. And I've been working on a full record. I started in February for about 3 weeks, and I went back for another 12 days. And I got to add on to a couple existing songs, and then we have a collab we're working on that I haven't sang on at all yet. So we're pretty close.
Awesome. Awesome. So are you planning on going out on the road with your solo project?
Yeah, I have a couple bands within the works. Like the main project is probably going to be available in the summer
Okay.
because somebody involved in it is obligated the rest of the year, and then I'm going to do like a legacy version and do just songs from my discography, probably Stolen Masks and everything. And then I also have Purgatory that I just rebuilt. And I do like a torn up hoodie and just do a skull face and makeup for that.
Nice. So different versions for different things. That's cool.
Yeah.
That probably feels like a cakewalk as far as makeup and everything then when you're doing the hoodie and the skull.
Yeah, there's a lot less involved. And I like getting really crazy with it for like any kind of video situation. But the hood and the skull face just works on stage really well. And I have a railroad spike cross because the main record is tied to the tracks.
Nice. Okay. So I know, October is done, but are you a horror movie fan as well?
Yeah, it's kind of where it all started. I just fell in love with the genre. I like psychological thrillers probably the most, but I like
Mhm.
some gore now and then. And just a good story, whatever it is, something original, because there's like four or five basic stories, and then the guys that really push the envelope.
Some of your favorites, the psychological thrillers. I really like them too.
Yeah, I love Session Nine. I just
Mhm.
watched a movie called Watcher, and
Oh,
it's
uh-huh.
really creepy and claustrophobic.
Is
But
that
yeah, that's my favorite.
is that so I'm assuming you're not talking about the M. Night Shyamalan one with the fairies. If you
No, no, this is just maybe that one was Watcher Two without an S, but this is just Watcher, and it's a woman marries a foreigner, and they go to his country,
Oh.
and she doesn't know anyone. And she's walking around, and she feels like she's being followed, and it gets really intense.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that one out. I don't think I've seen that one. I have seen Session 9 and that one was really good, but I haven't seen Watcher, so I'll have to see if I can find it.
Yeah.
So you just did a collab with one of my favorite bands, Humane. I'm trying to remember. I know that I had discussed with the guys a while back your relationship with them, but I can't remember now off the top of my head. How did that end up coming about?
Um, I had put it out there a little bit that I was interested in collabs just with different people, and I've done a few in the past few years, more than ever really. And Josh Vargas had reached out to me, asked if I would want to be involved in a song, and I said send me what you got, I'll check it out. And he did, and I fell in love with the song pretty much instantly. And then I had the opportunity to write my parts, so I kind of wrote three versions of it. And I was talking to Josh, and I said I was thinking about doing yet another rewrite. And he's like, hey, how about just sending me what you got? So I did, and he liked it a lot, and we went on from there. And it's really one of my favorite experiences of working with anyone. So that was like a really good moment when I needed one to happen.
Yeah, they are a very interesting bunch of musicians. Definitely underrated because they're so creative and just good people in general. But I saw that you had mentioned on social media something about them, like maybe this being a continual or continuing thing with, not necessarily with Die Humane, but with you, having them as potential musicians for your stuff. Is that something that is going to happen, or are you still kind of trying to figure it out?
Um, it just feels really good, and Josh and I made a lot of the music together, and I mean, he made the music, and I wrote the lyrics and sang them, and everybody was involved, and it just feels right. So I'm very hopeful that is the case.
I am too. I think it's a perfect mix. Garrett has some pretty incredible vocals, and you guys together, I agree. It just makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. He's
Hmm.
uh he's pretty incredible. He prolific writer, and he can do any voice he wants.
Hmm.
A lot
Yeah.
a lot of times, many of them at the same time.
Right. So, you obviously were with Mushroomhead for a super long time. What do you feel like you learned for your time with them that you still carry into like your musical endeavors and your music career now?
I mean, we started together, Skinny and I, and it the visuals were always very key, and they work really well. And my favorite time really is the beginning when I would write the whole song and Jay would write the whole song. We do it separately, and we'd play back both at the same time and just find the happy accidents. And that's my favorite way to write. And I think when we started writing to be on radio and stuff, it kind of took away the magic more or less. And I want that magic back. And I feel like this is where it's happening.
Love that. I love that. So a full circle moment as far as being able to go back to the creative parts of things and not trying to do what maybe isn't necessarily real for you or sincere for you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like I've said this a lot, but I feel like the listener can tell. The listener can tell whether it is a genuine thing for the artist or whether it's something that they're trying to like appeal to the masses or, appeal to the fans or whatever for. I feel like you can tell. So,
Yeah, I feel like you should tell a story and make a difference in your lyrics. And I was going through a really rough time when I wrote this song, and it showed somewhat. And it was really a release, and I feel like everyone can take something from this song. There's so many amazing moments, and my favorite part isn't even me singing. So it's definitely a good moment captured, and I'm so happy for it.
yeah, in the video, Josh is a wizard when it comes to his videography. Their songs that they did on their album were so creepy, so unnerving. This one
Oh
is a
yeah,
lot more fun and of course super creative because that's him. So that just adds even more to the appeal of the song. And it's kind of a long one, like it's a longer song than I had anticipated from them.
yeah. It's cool because we did a song for, or we did a video for one of the songs coming up on my record, and it's um "Say My Name, Dance with the Dead," and it's it's still very active, but it's performance a little bit too more.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to all the chances to make videos together. And
Yes.
I'd like to make one for every song if it's at all possible.
Would be awesome. Do you have a potential release date for that one?
No, it's kind of like we're waiting to finish up these three or maybe a little more than that songs, and we got some possible guests lined up, and then Ulrich's gonna mix and master it, and it's all pushed back. It music is hurry up and wait probably more than anything else in life,
Yeah.
but it really every aspect of it because I've been a union stagehand lately for to make some money, and that's even hurry up and wait. But no, there's nothing definite, but the touring would definitely be summer of 2026 with this project.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Oh, that's do you know is it going to be like a North American tour, I assume?
Well, right now we're talking about one-offs. If we got
Yeah.
the opportunity to be support on something
Yeah.
cool, it could be pretty much the whole time. And then we have a couple festival possibilities. I'm looking forward to that.
Nice, nice. Now you mentioned with the deep that your lyrics came from you going through some tough times. Is that usually how you write is from experience?
Yeah, I feel like it's good to have a large pile of things that could have possibly stopped someone else along the way to take ideas from and relive in words. And I don't have a shortage, and I'm happy about that. I feel like Trent Reznor, I think, said that pain's old, and I think it can definitely be the case. I try to bring an uplifting moment as much as I can, but you end up going back to the well, you have the deepest.
Yeah. Have you throughout your career had people approach you about some of the depths of your lyrics and discuss their own difficulties or traumas?
Yeah, I get messenger messages from a lot of fans that have gone through a lot. I don't really so much get anything on paper because those days are unfortunately over, but every once in a while somebody will send me something in that way too. But yeah, I feel like the true definition of rich is having this kind of life experiences and having fans tell you that your lyrics help them get through war or just through another day or catastrophic events in their life. And that means everything. I'll take it over piles of money any day.
Absolutely. And it's one really important and beautiful aspect of music is it's there for us when everything else feels like it's falling apart or no one else is or we're having a difficult time reaching out or whatever. And so what a
Oh,
wonderful
yeah.
thing to definitely be a part of. I like to ask this to people that have more in-depth and emotional lyrics. What are some things that you do to protect yourself from like the secondary trauma that you can get from other people's stories?
Um, I just kind of let it all in. I'm a very emotional person, and when you can hear someone else has been through, it sticks with you. And I probably would never try to shut that off. I like it might take a little while to get the answer out in a song, but I even like being there for someone in that way personally of writing something from that experience I was told about. And it might not always be clear that it's for that specific thing, but that's sometimes where songs come from.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, in general, what are some things that you do to kind of keep balance in life? For us emotional people, especially in this world that we live in now, sometimes it can just feel super heavy and it's hard sometimes not to get lost in that. So, what are some things you do to try to keep yourself balanced in life?
I unfortunately lost my wife Stacy in April of 2024, and within a month I had been diagnosed myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I right then made the decision I was going to go fully natural. I sometimes got messages from people, rest in peace, and you won't be here next year at this time, but I don't believe in the big medicine way of treatment. I think it's what a lot of people end up being scared into. And I think if you do a little searching, you might find something that keeps you here without taking so much away. And
Yeah.
so I did that treatment, and I was for 1 week. I actually lived on grapes and grape juice and 9 tinctures, 2 capsules, 3 times a day for 8 weeks. But I, in the same time, spent time in my sauna, and a little while later, I started hiking a lot, and I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life, but I also just like the exercise, and up the couch is very important. And I'm not going to get to where I'm running marathons. I ran a lot when I was young, but I'm not really a fan now. But walking a lot is really, it helps you physically a lot, but it's also a cool thing just getting out in nature and experiencing life that way. I mean, I used to go to bars. I haven't really drank for going on 9 years, but I I like singing karaoke when I have a chance. I haven't built my table since I moved, but I like playing foosball. I once went to Germany on tour, and there was like a 15 person on each side foosball table.
Oh
Or
my
there was
gosh.
there was rumored to be one. I never actually saw it in person, but I played against some people over there, and they whipped my ass. So I couldn't imagine being the weakest link in that long table. But I'd like to try something. But yeah,
That's
that's
intense.
I like making art. I draw logos a lot, but
Nice.
that's watch horror movies and thrillers, read
Yeah.
them.
Yes, yes. I like to read a lot too. Do you have a favorite book that you've read throughout the years?
There's not really a favorite book because I read a lot, but I used to really like Dean Koontz a lot, and now I've been
Mm-hmm.
liking Harlan Coben more, and I've just been
Mm-hmm.
when I'm in the sauna, I'll just look in thrillers and find an unknown author and check it out, and I've happily liked more than I haven't.
If you like comedic horror, one of my favorite, his pen name is David Wong. He did the John Dies at the End trilogy, and he does a futuristic violence and fancy suits trilogy now, but they're both still going. But they're super, super thought-provoking with horror, but also with comedy. Like he's my all-time favorite. He's incredible. I don't know why he's not bigger, but he's an
Yeah,
interesting one to check out.
I've seen a little bit of that, and I really like there's a lot of minimalist claustrophobic stuff that barely has any dialogue, but it's creepy as like it's crazy. And like Babadook, however you say it. I just different stuff. I love different more than anything. Just
Yeah.
ideas that you've never seen before.
Yep. Yep, for sure. Agreed. Um, so I wanted to talk about the song A Thousand Years. I That song was really hit me in a very emotional way, and I'm not entirely sure why. I feel like it's a very, very raw song. And it's just a beautiful song. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, it's crazy because when I was in Shroom, we were making the song for the Game of Thrones mixtape, and um, I just kept writing and writing and writing and trying different things. And my parts in Thousand Years are actually some of the writing I had from that song. And Ian um, had sang it, and I was listening to it, and Tommy and I were working on it, and I just started singing that idea out of my book in a totally different approach, like counters to what he was doing, and it just really worked well. And it it was almost like a cage feeling a little bit in what I was getting from his lyrics. So I was like um trapped in a moment kind of thing and what I was doing. And I just feel like it could touch a lot of people in what I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I was listening to a bunch of your solo stuff yesterday, and that one just really, really stood out. And I mean, it's it it's just, yeah, more stripped down, I guess, and that but yeah, it's not just stripped down. I just feel like there's so much emotion in there. And
Very
I
cool.
just I really felt it. It's one that I definitely am gonna continue to revisit. I like to do that with music anyways, but ones that I have a big emotional pull to, I like to try to like figure out what those layers are, what's happening.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. I like when people really delve into songs instead of it noise in the background.
I will
I think
never understand that.
I think it's crazy when you're onto a person that's just not in the music. I mean, I'm a sports fan, and it's strange for a lot of people, but I couldn't imagine going through life and not being into music. I I could never imagine.
I don't either. Yeah, when people are like, "Oh, just whatever's on is fine," and I'm like, I can't even like understand what you mean by that. Like you,
Yeah,
how are you just listening to music with no emotion? But I don't think
yeah.
that's something that the metal world will never understand, right? Because that's a big part of metal is all you listen with so much love and so much passion. It's not a genre that people just listen to for fun.
No, not at all. It's definitely a way of life to a lot of people. I remember I went and played Purgatory in Germany this past April, I believe it was, and it was like so many people have like the jean jacket vest over there with a million patches on. That is like everything. Like it has its own way of life. Like it's insane, and some will be different. Like someone will just have a red one, and just they take it so serious and are so passionate about it, and I love it. And I recently saw a Purgatory patch that was really cool, and I love that people make really intricate, cool stuff and get it out to everybody else to have on what they're wearing too. It's really cool.
Yes, I agree. Have you, as speaking of just like creative things that people do when it comes to music, have you ever had like people like send you or bring you gifts?
We were in Austria once, and it was like a little bit gloomy day, and this kid had come early, and he brought me a pig's head from a butcher shop. It was cut in half. He's like, "Throw this off stage," and it just kind of like chilled there in the dressing room with me all day, and I never threw it, but it was pretty intense. That was definitely a crazy gift.
Did you have it on stage with you, or were you just like, no, we're
I
just gonna
I
leave?
I didn't take it on stage. I don't want to like throw it and have it splatter on somebody, and who knows what might have came from there. I just didn't want to.
Right.
The unknown was a little more creepy, but the mask had made it on one of the DVDs, and or not the mask, the pig head. But it was really cool. I liked it, but I just wasn't ready to throw it.
Yeah. I'm always interested what people come up with as far as like bringing yeah gifts to musicians because I never think of doing something like that. And so when someone does, it's always so very calculated and usually bizarre.
Yeah, there's
That's,
definitely bizarre. I've got a lot of really cool paintings and stuff from
oh, that's
fans.
cool.
Um, just birthday cards and stuff over the years. Really cool stuff, but the
Oh,
pig definitely stands out for its insanity.
it's cool. So people like do that have created artwork of you or just artwork in
Yeah, there
general?
and then like
Oh,
one girl made a couple larger dolls. She makes them of everyone, and I had like my general version and my butcher version. And
oh my
the one
gosh.
had the one had a mask and a makeup under it painted on, and really cool stuff.
That is super cool. Do you still have some of that stuff?
Yeah, I have a bunch of the paintings and I have the
That's
dolls and
cool. That's so
yeah,
cool.
and people have made little figures and stuff. It's really fun. It's cool to be a visual artist in that sense
Yes,
because you get all that really cool stuff.
for sure. Yeah. Now you mentioned you have a bunch of collabs that you've done and that you have coming up, and it sounds like the collabs might be stuff that you're having on your album, on your upcoming album.
Um, I've done a few with different artists that have already come out
Mm-hmm.
over time, and we have some plan for this record for sure.
Okay, cool.
Some more specific. Like I feel there is a place from the Mushroomhead world that people will want to see more than anything else, and
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of in the works, and hopefully it pans out.
Oh
But
yeah.
I've done a couple covers recently. Those aren't really collabs, but those will be fun to get out to. It
Awesome.
was interesting. It was a couple of songs that Josh suggested, and they weren't my first choices by either artist, but during the time of making the covers, I fell in love with the songs more, and so now they're high on the list.
That's cool. Well, I look forward to hearing all of that. Is there anybody in your career that you wish or would like to still collab with or wish you would have if they're no longer here?
Um, be cool to do stuff more with my original Mushroomhead guitarist JJ Righteous, but he hasn't been here for a while, and he was such a creative writer. And Tommy Church reminds me of him a lot, but like it was song to song, different styles on the same record, and I miss that a lot. And that's what's really cool about this project too, because it goes all over the map like that. But um, just different people that are gone along the way is really sad. I don't really know which one would mean more to work with right now over the others, but it's just an unfortunate part that we are human and we have an expiration date, and
Yeah.
sometimes that is accelerated for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah. The hard part of life. And I mean, like you had mentioned before, you living day to day is what you got to do instead of it just exist. And a lot of people
Mm.
go through life just existing, and I get it too. You're in survival mode, and you're just, caught up in the rat race of everything. But it's so important to stop, like you said, and enjoy nature and do the walking and do the things that really bring you joy, because you never know.
Yeah, that's definitely the case, and I want to do this until I'm not here anymore. And music is it's really a lifesaver in my opinion. I don't know what I would have become had I not had music, and
Yeah.
creating is my favorite part. I love touring on and being on stage and having that relationship with the crowd, but
Yes.
writing and recording is my favorite. I don't know. I could do that all day.
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to the energy exchange with the crowd, I mean that's such a huge thing. It's another thing you can tell when someone really loves and appreciates what they do. You can feel it. And so being a part of a crowd with a band or an artist like that is such a different experience than just seeing a band that you're excited to see, but they don't, but they're at that point you can tell it's a job to them, and they're not like as into it as maybe they once were.
Yeah, I really like Clutch's approach of every night a different guy picks the set, and that's
Yeah.
kind of like how I want to operate it. Like the hardest part of being in past bands were becoming the same and watching the fans go from jubilant to looking at the floor. And I never want to have that situation ever again. And it's like magic that we're allowed to be a part of, and fans are everything. And I'll never forget that.
But can you remember an experience that you had, maybe when you were younger that, like you were like, this is like, was your pivotal moment of where you were like, this is what I want to do? Like, was there like a show or a song or something that, created that in you that you were like, this is what I want to do for life?
Yeah, I really wanted to sing. I kind of did since I was like six with my original moments of singing. I was using a hairbrush like a mic in the basement mirror. I was either singing like the Osmonds or the Jacksons, which is insane. But I was like playing rock star that young, and then I had like a Kiss cover band. I pretended to play bass and sang. That was about 14.
Ah,
But I knew I wanted to do this, and then I went to a place that no longer exists called the Cleveland Connection, and saw a band called Snake Rock, and they went on to be out in LA, and they won Band of the Year and some Playboy contests out there. And just seeing that show back then, it was like I was fully hooked. And my first time ever singing, I had a friend in a band called Fast Lane. They were covers, and they were playing this like pavilion out in the boonies somewhere, and I got to sing "Oh Well" by I think it was the Rockets. There was a cover of a Fleetwood Mac song, and that was like really the life changing moment. And then it was a buddy of mine and I were challenged by that guy to get in the band. It's time to separate the men from the boys, so I got in a cover band for a little bit. I went to my friend's house who was trying out another guy. He ended up being the drummer of Purgatory, but they were trying out this other guy, and he had a microphone, and I didn't. And I was sitting on the floor, and I'm screaming the songs. And they asked me if I wanted to be the singer. So those are really the main moments.
It's cool. So, and as soon as you were on stage, you were like, "Yep, this is it. This is what I want to do."
Oh yeah, I was a roadie once for one of my friends' band in the high school talent show, and I was running lights, and I'm like, I'm a shy person, but I was like, I have to be up there.
It's amazing the transformation from
Yeah.
someone who is usually a shy or introverted person, and then on stage it's a whole other human, and that's got to be, I mean, I'm sure there's probably times of where it feels exhausting too, because when you're an introverted person, that extroversion, you have to talk to people, right?
Oh
You
yeah.
have to, and so
You
I'm
kind of got
sure
to
there's
force
times
yourself,
that,
and there's been times where I was running or just not in the mood, and I wouldn't read a
hmm
book to someone, so they brand you an asshole. But
yeah.
I I'm a fan too. I was in that crowd watching my idols, or close I could get to them sometimes. But it's the same. It it's being a mask or makeup to an extent, but mask definitely it shuts off your inhibitions.
hmm
There's still even moments when I'm having a bad show where I'm like everybody can see me. What the fuck? But it definitely helps bring yourself out of yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Who are some of your idols that either nowadays, I mean, some of your newer ones or some of your older ones or both?
Yeah, they kind of run the gamut. I'm really impressed by Bjork,
hmm
Bjork, I guess is to say it. I uh, I love Grand Funk. I'd actually found
hmm
their Survival 8 track at the side of the road when I was 15, and I took it home and it didn't leave my player to date myself immensely. But yeah, Survival on their cover of "Give Me Shelter" in the song, I could feel them in the morning, and feeling all right. The bass line that was just incredible. I still love that band, and I love that the bridge where their autographs are in Flint, Michigan has never been painted over. That's respect, and as it should be. But I like Pink Floyd Animals a lot. I love them in that era for sure. Uh, I was in an art class and asked my brother to buy me Santana with um, I forget the exact album title, but I wanted him to buy me that record, and instead that was sold out, so he got me the Rolling Stones album that was in the shape of a stop sign with them with their faces smashed against the mirror or the window. But that changed a lot of things too, and it's just always gone heavier from there. It's that Wings of Destiny, but Priest I found early on, and that was like mind blowing. I played with Metal Church when David Wayne was alive, and that was huge to me. He was an amazing
Yeah.
artist, and just I've got to play with a lot of people I love over the years. I played with Paul Diano. We played a small venue after he has left Maiden, and our show was over, and we were having a shot, and he said, "Great voice, mate," and that meant a lot to me. And there's been too many moments to count or talk about other than maybe in a book one day, but there's a lot of people that have changed how I sing, and I used to sing every single song on the radio when I was a kid. It was like AM station that was rock, and I sang all of it, and I feel like that made a big difference. And I think if you have an artist you really like, you should really like them, but aspire to be parts of everyone. You're going to make a new voice.
Hey, you can Frankenstein them, right?
Yeah, yeah, like change elements you came from over
Yeah.
the course of a song 4 or 5 times. Do it. I mean, bring whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
Frankenstein is good though.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, so much look forward to what you have coming up. I'm really excited to hear yeah, what you're putting together, and I of course would love to hear more with you and Die Humane for obvious reasons, but I'm definitely looking forward to um all the creative endeavors that you have coming up. And I hope to be able to see you out on the road sometime.
Thanks, and I hope all those same things, and I really want to create my shining moment or create as many more of it as I can. I feel like freedom is the most important thing for an artist, and I have that fully, and great people around to work with, and I can't wait to share with the fans. I appreciate all this, and thanks so much.
I appreciate it as well. Maybe when you get closer to release date with this solo project, we can chat again and promote it.
That'd be amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to chatting with you again in the future.
Thanks. I do as well. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.